What's going on, guys? 45 Gaming here. Here we go. We got some Torchlight 3 coming at you. Still in beta. Hopefully, we get a couple more people here in viewing. And if I get enough viewers, I'm going to throw out another beta key. So, what I'll do is I'll message you privately, get you that beta key, get you into Torchlight 3, get you having some fun out there. Super excited. I just changed up my mic. So, if you have any issues hearing me or any issues like that, just let me know. I'll turn it up, turn it down, change mics back if I need to. Without further ado, today is going to be brought by the King Size. This is Seven Stills Brewery and Distillery. This is the chocolate peanut butter pastry stout. These guys are amazing. They're out of San Francisco. I absolutely love this pastry stout. Chocolate peanut butter. There's not much better than that. It's just phenomenal. So here we go. Without further ado, let's get to play this game a little bit. Let's go have some fun here and get back in my regular mode. Let me tell you what this tastes like too, because I'm really excited to try it here. Definitely a darker beer. A lot of chocolate. You can taste the peanut butter as like an aftertaste, a hint. It's really good. Definitely need like a good steak or something to go with it. That'd be the best right there. Oh man, this is actually really good. I really like this one. Something cool I found out about this build here. So this build, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I actually have a sword and I'm playing a ranged class. So I will shoot an arrow and then pull my sword back out. It's pretty cool. I kind of like that. I can do this either way. I don't have to have an actual ranged weapon to play this class, which is kind of a cool concept. But then at the same time, I can throw out a ranged arrow there. Ah, I'm stuck. That's not good. Ooh. This is beta, so a couple little tiny things. I've had instant kills where I've just been killed out of nowhere for no reason. Some weird stuff like that I can't explain. That wasn't one of them. That was just me getting killed. And I'm not on normal difficulty. I am on painful. So I did step it up a little bit. I'm not going to tell you that I'm sitting here playing the easiest difficulty I can. I was hoping that loot would be a little bit better. It has. Loot did go up a little bit. Nothing crazy. Moss rat den. So there is a lot more loot dropping, at least what it looks like. Show you my inventory real quick here. Inventory, I got like I said, I'm a range class, but I am using a sword and shield, which is totally weird, but I kind of like it. It's just a very unique game. I got a couple things enchanted here, health. So you have some enchants you can throw on some of these things. It's pretty cool. Then you got your relic. But right now we're gonna find that moss rat den. Get into this thing, see where we're at. Never been able to play a range class with a sword and not have it affect really anything. Or I know Diablo has like an impale build for Demon Hunter. This is not even close. This is straight up, I'm a range class with a sword. I can still shoot arrows. There we go. I see it on the mini map right up here. Moss rat den's coming up here. There we go. About a welcome here. Welcome to you guys who are joining us. If you like what you see, don't forget, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Moss rat nugget, sweet. How many do I need? I need 10. Go get me some more moss rat nuggets here. There we go. Give me another one. Ah, no, nothing. Hit that potion button. I did find out some of these potions actually don't work. That's annoying. There are different types of potions that drop at later levels in the game, and some of those later level potions actually do not work. You try to use them and they just do nothing at all. Once again, this is not a beta, this is an alpha. Does it say beta on there? I might have put beta. I put beta. My bad, my bad. It is not a beta. This is a very fun game, even though it's a little cartoony from what I normally play. Like Diablo 3, a little cartoony. But the play style of this is very fun. It would be something I could see myself playing this long term if some things go right. By right, I mean some of these skills that we have are great. My favorite class right now is the Steam Engine class. I don't remember the exact name of it. I love that class. It is so much fun to play. My only complaint about that class is that when I play it, I want to be a full train. I want to make a full train. That's all I want to do. And when you get to the higher levels, you actually have to switch your skills up because some of them don't make multiple different trains on there. If it makes any sense. It says if you have this train equipped, this one will not spawn. If this train's equipped, this one will not spawn. So when you start getting to the higher levels, you are restricted to what you can actually do. Am I done with this map? No. Watchers. I gotta go to Watchers Thicket. So if I just wanted to straight up be a class that builds a train up and walks around, I don't have any skills that I use to actually hit you. It's all my damage from my train. I can't do that, and that's very frustrating that it kind of makes you play a certain way. Because I mean, everyone wants to play their own way. Everyone wants to play however they designed it, you know, and just kind of go around with what they think it should play like. So, devs, if you're listening, please make that available. I want to be a full train class. I don't want to have to put extra skills on there that I don't really want. Right now on my other one, on my conductor, I have all these skills filled to 3. One, like right click, left click, and my 4 slot is actually empty. Ow, that hurt. Ow. Sorry if you can hear that. That is my shoulder. I've had a lot of surgeries on it. It hurts. Just say that. Call down our eagle. And we got our summon our goblins right here. We don't really need to, but it's still fun. And when I shoot, the first 3 times I shoot, it actually summons another goblin. So the next 3 precision shots will summon additional goblins. Pretty cool. It's kind of just like throwing damage on top of your damage. So we have the carrion killer down here we're going to go after. I'm playing on painful, which is the second highest, or there's only one more difficulty higher than me. I think maybe 2. But it gets pretty good. I would say this is like Nightmare on Diablo. He is taking a little bit longer to kill, and he is doing more damage to me. Oof. Ember Core, Goblin Hater, Crystal, Respectable Scroll. I do need that. That thing there. Is it glitching out? I can't hit him. Huh? Here's a boss chest. Do I get it? I got a hand cannon scroll of unbinding. Let's see what that is. Not that good. Right click, select a lifebound item to retain its stats, but prevent it from being lost on death. So some of these things you can lose on death. If you die, you can lose some stuff here. Not really anything I need too much. Let's get out of here. Is there a portal? Nope, no portal. Let's just walk real quick. It actually shows you some pretty cool stuff. There's an Ember Core right there, so it'll tell you that on the map, which is an awesome feature. So if you miss something, you're like, oh, where did it drop? You know, what happened? So watch your stick. Let's see about getting there. I'm just going to hit Travail Point to get to that waypoint real quick. I really like this. I'm really digging this. Which way we going here? It's not a complaint. The only thing I kind of get a little... I think we've been really taken care of on a lot of this stuff. A lot of this stuff, we have just been babied and taken care of most of our lives if you play any RPGs or MMORPGs, where it's just like, here, go to this point. And it tells you where to go. There's an arrow right here. Hey, here's where it is. This is actually, I'm not hating it. I'm just not, I'm not used to it anymore because all the babying mechanics we've had. It's nice not to be like, hey, take a left turn up here. You have a GPS to tell you where to go quest. This is like, look, you should be smart enough to figure out where to go. Oh, can't go there yet. Reading my map. Breaking the law. Breaking the law. If anybody ever wanted to not go to my stream, that's how I get you there. Just start singing. Ba-boom. Alright, here we go. Come on, guys. Hopefully get a couple more people so we can get this beta key given, or alpha key given away. I got 2 of them. I'm trying to see how to give these away here. Ooh, let's kill these things. I like these. I don't know why these spiders are fun to fight. More so than the goblins. I guess we see the goblins a lot more. But Watchers, stick it. Here we go. I do like this part. I'm going to show you a second. I can go stab stuff and then shoot it and then stab stuff again. So, let's see something. Come on, come here. I'll stab you. I'm not doing a ton of damage. I shoot you with that thing. I do a lot more damage. I still get to stab stuff as a range class. That's just fun. After that, shoot those 3 arrows there. Boom. This is a fun class. It's not my ideal class. I like the conductor a lot better, personally. Oh, no. You're hurt. Yeah, I was hurt. Ooh, I got a pet, or I got an item for my pet. Which one? Enchantment for my pet. There we go. The way they drop stuff is a little confusing still. It's probably the same thing when you go into any game. You know, you start looking at all the stuff that's dropping. You're like, oh yeah, I got a pet. All right, a pet charm. No, a pet enchantment. So that's gonna be fake chest. So you can see it when it has the green eye right on top of it. So I still hit him. I don't know why. It's kind of easy to tell on those. And here's the weird part. If you can tell, I don't know if you can see this. I'm level 47 already, but I get experience very slowly in here. We are at level 10. They max us out on our level, and they're going to change our gear level as well. So I played a lot off stream. They have actually a way to test out higher levels automatically. I've beaten some of the later end bosses. I didn't want to jump ahead, but like this is level 44 sword, legendary sword, level 42 shield. So they have some cool stuff. It's just a matter of getting there. And at the higher levels, I feel that some of these things are not really prepared for us yet because I've had about 6 or 7 insta deaths where it's not even like, oh, hey, you did something stupid. It's just like you walk into a room and you died and you can't figure out why. They don't tell you why, but yet you're dead. It makes no sense. Nobody touched you. Nobody hit you. You just died. So, I know it's an alpha. We're going to work some of these bugs out. I really like a lot of the progress of the game so far. This is a really polished game for an alpha. I played a lot of betas, played a lot of alphas. I could start dropping names of some of the things I've played, and they're in beta, even at launch, and they're not as polished as this. Now, granted, see, this one's a fake chest. If you see this, sorry, I know we're kind of getting off topic, but if you see this little eye right here, see, there it is. I actually played some games where you go to log in the first day, and if your launch day initiative there that has some issues, which is understandable. I totally get it. You launch a game and you get some issues on it. It's understandable. Overload a server, you know, maybe there's some bugs you didn't intend on. There's just a lot going on, especially on launch day. Now, where I had issues is when you have bugs that should not be in the game anymore. There's some bugs that you've never worked out, and I need to change that button. E and R right next to it. That's my E button, and R button's right next to it. It's driving me crazy. Get some sticky sap. My Ember Core. But anyway. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to send some of this stuff to my pet to go take back. Weird thing that can happen too. You can actually get... Now I can do it from here, or I can do it from this one right here. Send that pet. He leaves. He goes and does what he needs to do. Sells all the stuff that I need him to sell. Brings me my money. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good pet. So we got to go to Travail Point, talk to Yapper, see what we got here. I could start. I really am very tempted to start dropping some names of games that I played on launch day that had bugs that were just horrible. Horrible. Now, I'm going to drop some names of things that people probably already know about. You had Diablo 3, which you could barely log into. So you could barely log into Diablo 3 the day it launched. You have a lot of the, I mean, Warcraft 3 right now is not technically really that playable. Okay, a level 48 weapon does 28 damage. I'm so confused on that. Let me see what we got on our contracts. Legendary die set. Okay. Lake Gobdunk. Always wanted to go to a Lake Gobdunk. What about you guys? Lake Gobdunk. Gobdunk. There we go. Lake Gobdunk is exactly where I've always wanted to go. Wow. Why is it so hard to say? Okay. I feel like I'm on a lake here. 20 with me. You guys need to die. You're cute little goblins, but we're just gonna kill you because that's what we do. See how much this does to them right here. Bam. About a quarter of damage, a quarter of their life. Not bad. I mean, this is a fake one right here. Sounds like a basketball playing goblin. Gobdunk. Oh, do you see that Gobdunk over there, man? He dunked all over him. Alright, whatever. Cool part is I picked those little shiny orange spots up. Here's another fake one. Those are actually going to be skill points eventually. If I get enough of them, they actually turn into skill points. It's pretty cool. Let's see if I can find another one here. That one right there. If I get enough of those, it'll turn into a skill point for me. So there is ways to get skill points in here without leveling up. Takes a little bit, but you will get them eventually. Bow of the Skies. Let's see if it's any good. 21. Still not quite enough. These legendary ones are really good. And it scares me because it's like, okay, if I get a legendary, it feels powerful. And it's a sword, so I can actually use it, which is weird too. Overrun Trek. No, not where we want to go. I was afraid, hey, I got a legendary shield. I can't really use it. I got a legendary sword, can't really use it. But then the way they made this, you can use it. That's just the coolest thing in the world. I'm a range classes. This never happens. And usually I'm not range classes. My go-to is going to be either sword and board. You know, I like paladin classes, stuff like that. Those are the ones I really, really enjoy. Like mages, tanks, warriors every now and then. I like warriors. I'm not a huge wizard fan. Personally, not that they're bad. I'm just not drawn to that wizard class like some people are. Buddy of mine, Tiny, he is all over that wizard class. He will just, if there's a wizard class, it could be a card game. And he's like, that's me, I'm wizard. I'm a wizard class. Dude, this is 5-minute dungeon. Classes don't really matter. You're matching cards. I'm the wizard. All right, whatever you want to do, man. So if you have a class that you prefer, drop it in the comments. Tell me, hey, this is what I like to play. I like to play this one. I like this. Just let me know. It's always interesting to see what other people like. If there's a healer, I'm usually the healer in the group. I will jump in as a healer or a tank. Partly because I like to be needed. My daddy issues are showing. No, it's not even that. I just like to be useful. Gob dunk up here. No, the kennel. So if you're sitting there waiting for a queue for 45 minutes to get into a dungeon or a raid or something like that, it's not fun. And then you jump to a healer class or a tank class and it's like 2 minutes to get in. It makes the game flow, gets you in and out. You can get levels quicker. You can get a lot of stuff. I mean, it just makes everything so much more fun. I don't think we can go that way. Dang. Now, this is where that weird thing came in where I was like, it's kind of weird that I can't just see where we need to go. But at the same time, it's kind of nice because it should point you in the right direction. You should at least know what map you're supposed to be on. But I feel like when I went here, I was on the right map. It says Firebelly, Lake Goblin. I can't find it. That's the weird part is I should be on this quest right now, and I can't find this thing. So that gets a little annoying. This has happened multiple times here where, okay, I poured in. I'm looking at the map. I can't move the map either, which is weird. And yet, can't find the God Dunk. That's where I get upset. Anyway, they have had a couple really cool launches I've been a part of. If you've joined in, Final Fantasy had a very, very good launch. I'm not going to say it was great. There was a couple of disconnects. It was hard to get on the servers right away. But it was a good launch. It wasn't bad. I was part of probably one of the best launches. Oh, there it is. One of the best launches I've been a part of yet. Rift. Now, the game was phenomenal for the first season or so, however you want to say it, before they really hit that expansion. The expansion came, it turned into a pay-to-play. You pay us extra money. We're going to give you levels. We're going to give you all this stuff. Rift turned into a not-so-good game, but the initial launch of Rift was good. Now, being an alpha, like I said, this is probably one of the better alphas I've been in. It's very polished, very good for what it is. But it is an alpha. So auto deaths, stuff like that they're not really intending are happening every now and then. But now we're in Lake Gomnik. We got to go to Hidden Falls. Some of these quests don't pop up quite as easily as we want. But I do get to be a range class with a melee weapon. That's a pretty cool thing. I will keep this melee weapon as long as I can, just because I am a range class. And as I said before, we are not on the easiest difficulty. We have stepped it up. We are on painful. So death means something now. It actually hurts a little bit. NDA has been lifted for a while. The NDA has not been on here. Gusto. It's actually they've been very friendly with a lot of the stuff. They did have an NDA for a little while, but that was, I want to say, almost a year ago now. They've been on this alpha for a while. They haven't had beta invites. They are still alpha technically, but no, the NDA is been gone. They've been wanting to do this in the open, which is, I think, a pretty cool thing. I don't know about you. It's just, in my opinion, it's a pretty cool thing to be able to build a game, let people see what you're doing, as opposed to New World. I don't know if you've heard. Have you heard of New World at all? New World game by Amazon Studios. I'm super excited to play it. I really want to get into it, but they just have not done anything where they could tell you what they're doing. They have dev diaries, and they're very, very secretive on what they're doing. Got to get to this little point over here now. Yeah, NDAs are one of those weird things where some developers talk about, you can't talk anything about our game. Crowfall is not like that either. Crowfall is very, very bland as of yet. They haven't put a ton into it. Crowfall is a good game. As of now, you can go into parts of Crowfall and it is just not done, and you know it and you see it. I haven't felt that with this game here. This game here has been very, very, very good for the polished affect of it, you know. Yeah, Crowfall was very cool until you die and all your stuff leaves you and you get very sad because you spent 40 minutes farming something out of nowhere. I mean, out of absolutely nowhere, you had one thing attack you while you're mining and you die in 2 seconds. And you're like, this wasn't even a high level character. It just killed me out of nowhere. So Crowfall's been fun. I don't play it quite as much because, and I should. I'll give it that. I haven't played it as much as I really should because Crowfall needed some work. So they put some work into it. That was a little while ago. I haven't played it in a little while, but they had some things they needed to work out first, and I was just waiting until it became more fun. The very first part of it, and from what I've seen, it felt a lot like New World. Like New World, you go and you mine, and you got to make your stuff, and you got to do some things. I really felt like Crowfall is a indie version of New World, which is fine. I think there should be indie versions of a lot of games out there. Path of Exile, I think Path of Exile is almost like an indie version of Diablo 2, Diablo 3. We'll say Diablo 2. Diablo 3 was mediocre. It's a fun game, but it's not by any means a game you're going to be like, oh, I can't wait. I'm going to tell my children about this game. Game I tell my son, the first game I ever really played, Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction. Well, Diablo 2, then I went into Lord of Destruction. But it was just a phenomenal game. Now, there's other games you play throughout time. I mean, you have all of the expansions for WoW have not been great, but I've played all of them. I've started out with vanilla WoW, and everybody says I played vanilla. I was a rogue. I remember going into my first raid and getting just throttled. And that's a fake one right there, so I'm not even going to bother with it. You can see the little eye popping out. I remember going into my first raid and seeing this giant dragon, not knowing what to do, and just getting killed. Versus when Karazhan first came out, or not I think it was Karazhan, yeah. the very first one where they had the Headless Horseman was like the very first boss that you go into, and you go through all the different stages. And that was the first raid I actually got into where I started really raiding and trying and getting gear. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I was a rogue, and they needed a rogue for the chess movements, and I played the chess game. I did it fairly well, and that got me into a guild for Wrath of the Lich King. And Wrath of the Lich King is where I hardcore raid. Wrath was where I really started getting into it. Here we have a boss coming up. You can see the boss right there. We're going to see how good he is. A little AoE damage there he does. Ooh, he hits pretty hard though. Get my artifact power out there. Get out of the way. He slows me too. I can barely move there. Here we go. Ooh. Ah, I can't move at all. Come on, there we go. And we are not on the normal difficulty or even easy difficulty. And those pools, I think they slow you and do damage. Let me see. No, I can't tell you. Ember core. Respec scroll. There we go. I needed that. Already known. Already known. So if you already know these, there's absolutely no reason to keep them. Yeah, I think I know that one too. Let's get this boss chest, see what they got in here. Ooh. Just got a Balloon Beast. There we go. We're going to throw that on for a little bit. Now we go to the guarded path here. You can't buy beta right now, which is kind of sucks. It's all, if you go to their website, you can actually put your name into a hat and they kind of draw every now and then. It's technically alpha right now, but I do have an extra key that I'm going to be giving away here in probably about 10 minutes. If you wait around 10 minutes, there's a chance you can get a key. So I know we don't have a bunch of people here, but it doesn't matter. I got an extra key to give away too. I got another one coming. For an alpha though, this is really polished. There's a couple things that still need to be worked on, but I've played a lot of betas, a lot of alphas. That's what I enjoy, and I've never played one that is this polished in a long time. Even I played the Diablo 3 beta, and it was not even close to polished like this, and this is an alpha still. The animations or anything, they when I started this character, Vulcan, I've tried it a little bit. I don't think it's bad. I think it's going to be a decent game, but I don't think it's going to be a long-term game, if that makes any sense. I think it's going to be kind of a flavor of the month. That's just my opinion. I think there's a lot of those out there, though. I'm personally waiting for the New World from Amazon to come out. I think that's going to be a very fun game. I think it's a lot like Crowfall. Crowfall is more of like an indie version. New World does look great, yeah. T3. What do you mean T3? Sorry. We got elites here. A lot of this stuff looks like it was actually taken from Diablo. Even the difficulty levels. Like, I got about 4 difficulty levels right now on this, and I just got killed on that one. Oh, Torchlight 3, I'm sorry, yeah. It is multiplayer. Everything you do right now is multiplayer. So if you're walking around the world, especially in towns, you automatically will encounter people just randomly. And it's not something you can stop. you have to have internet connection to play it. Yeah, I should have known it was Torchlight 3, but it's talking about so many games right now. There's so many games out there that are fun to play, especially these betas coming out. And I'm already signed up for the beta for New World. I'm so excited about that. I just wish, like, this game right here is an alpha. There's no NDA on it. They want you to know everything you can possibly know about it. When I first started this class, if I go to my skill set right here, these skills were not even available. They showed what was to come, and they actually wouldn't show you what skills they had. So I thought that was awesome. You know, they were open about it, saying this isn't a finished class. These skills are going to change. I like that kind of stuff. New World has been Crowfall has not announced when they're coming out. Since this is alpha, they're just saying it's going to be out when we're finished with it. Now, I could show you here in a second. If I went to my fort, or I went to actually teleport, they have the end boss already up, and he will just kill you. I mean, he kills you. He's very, very difficult. The weird part about this game is it's very Diablo 2-esque. Like, it has a point where you kill the end boss and then you start out again in the beginning. It's a really cool concept. I like that. They say when you go to the last boss and you kill him, you should be about level 50, and I'm level 48 right now. I struggled with the last boss. I died probably 10 times. So it is very difficult, but it was a lot of fun. It was a very fun boss. He has about 6 stages you have to go through to fight him and beat him. It's a lot of fun. When I killed him, then you can start on difficulties that are a little bit higher, go through, and it says you can go all the way up to level 100. But it's still difficult. Even when I came down, it was still a difficult task. There is a hardcore. I love hardcore, and I would be playing hardcore right now, except that there's auto kills in here by accident. No, you can't buy into this. That was another question I've gotten a couple times. You cannot buy into it as much as people would like to. You can actually send all this stuff to your pet, though, which is really cool. I do like that. So my pet takes all this extra stuff, puts it in his inventory, and goes and sells it for me. So if I send him right there, he goes, and I can pick up whatever else I want. If there was a buy-in, I'm sure there would be a lot of people in here. I play a lot of betas. A lot of the times when you go to enter a beta, they ask you, hey, have you played this? Have you played that? That's all I do. People play normal games and they start and have fun. I do that a little bit, but there's more just, for me, it's just testing games and having fun. If I have to buy into a beta, I will once in a while. I did buy Crowfall. I like to support devs when I can. But by all means, if I can get in for free, because that's what I do, and the betas are what I play, that's what I'll do. And I played some pretty good betas before. I think my favorite part about this so far has just been the fact that the devs have been so open with what they're doing, what they're trying to do, that they're just telling us, hey, try this class out. We don't have it all figured out yet, but try this class out. Tell us what you think, And I really do like that part about here, because as much as I like Crowfall, the fact that it's coming out in 2 months and I don't know a lot about it, besides the fact that I'm allowed in beta, is kind of scary. If I want to buy a game, especially spend 40, 50 bucks on it, I want to know it's going to be at least decent. Hold my attention for 60, 70 hours. That's just my opinion. And one of the cool things, I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys yet. I know I mentioned it earlier in the stream. I am not a melee class. I am actually a range class. And I'm going to show you here. I am wearing a sword and a shield, and yet, get out of here. So I'm wearing a sword and a shield, and yet I can sit here and fire arrows. That is just, I think, is the coolest thing. It's not a gimmick where, like Diablo 3, you have the Impale Demon Hunter. It's not like that at all. This is actually a straight range class. I got a nice cinematic here. And this is alpha footage still. I mean, this isn't even beta yet. So that's the cool part, is that they still have a long way to go. They're putting a lot into this game. And it is almost time for the beta giveaway. So are either of you guys interested in, all out of you three, are you guys interested in going into the beta? Because I have, like I said, I got extra beta keys. So if you are interested, just sweet, let me know. Crowfall is not announced. They have not announced Crowfall either. And that's the annoying part, is that some of these games, I'm sorry about that, Blitzkrieg. Some of these games, they don't. If you were going to be Blizzard and you're going to release, let's say, Warcraft 3, and have just a horrible launch, that's what these guys are trying to avoid. Blizzard will recover, people will buy their game, and they'll move on. No big deal. These guys right here may not have another chance at Torchlight. They may say, if we don't do this right the first time, we're screwed. So that's the hard part about being a smaller company, not like a Blizzard where you can do this. What do I have to do to get you back down here? Listen, I got to get these things. So Torchlight 2 is really good. And if you don't know, one of the things that a lot of people don't know, Torchlight 3 started out as you had to actually level up your map. As weird as that sounds, you would level up the map on Torchlight 3. So every time you would switch maps, you'd start out at level 1. So you'd do all this stuff, you'd get all this experience, you'd be, get progressing in the game, and then you'd start out at level 1 again. And it got so frustrating. So even my feedback, I mean, I'm not anybody, but my feedback was, make it so you can have some kind of linear progression. I don't care if it's still hard when you go to the next place, but don't make me feel like I got to start over. You had to change gear every time you went, and that was the annoying part. Like, if I have to change gear every time I go somewhere, that's frustrating. And here's the hard part: when you kill a boss right here, like he dropped a little loot, a lot of people go click on that right there. It brings you to the front of the cave, and then it doesn't let you back in. You miss the boss chest, and then you just lost a bunch of loot, which stupid stuff like that drives me crazy. Travail Point. So I'm going to show you guys real quick. I'm going to go to Travail Point, which is their main city, and we're going to go ahead and show you real quick. Grab this right here. So you open the little chest they give you. Out pops some loot. So this is the first one right here. This is the very first one, Trivial Point. That's where you start out. You actually walk your way through this whole thing. It shows your quests on these right here, which is a very nice feature there. And then Infested Forest is second. After you go through that, you go to Economic Mountains. I can't say that word. That's the last one. King's Plateau is the last place. It's pretty fun. So if you get to that point, it's a lot of fun. But we're gonna go ahead and get what you guys came here for. If you guys don't mind, go ahead and just throw up a number 1 through 50, and whoever's the closest right here is gonna get a beta invite. I'm gonna actually send it to you real quick. 1 through 50. 420 is a little above that, so we're gonna try this, but 1 through 50 here. We're gonna get this all set. We're gonna go through this 18, 25. So 25, and I know there was somebody else there. I'll give Blitzkrieg, if you want to throw up a number, 47. Okay, Blitzkrieg, you were actually closest. I go by Colt 45. This is 45 Gaming, so I got to give it to you. 47 is the closest to 45. So, Blitzkrieg, I'm going to actually send you a PM here in just a little bit to get you that invite here. If you have Steam, go on to Steam. I'm gonna try to get some more beta invites for you guys. I'm gonna keep throwing these things out as much as I can. So definitely tune in when you can. Brent, I'm gonna try to get you an invite as soon as I can as well. Love it to pieces. I'm gonna throw you one out there if I can get one in order because Brent was second on there. So, but throw back into here real quick. See where we got. I'll do what I can. I don't have a lot of pull around here, but if I can get some invites, I will always throw them out. I'm gonna be on for about another 10 minutes. Try to show you guys. You guys want to see the? They got a whole housing place you can look at. It's very confusing still. I can show you that, or I can do some more quests in here. It's totally up to you guys. Whatever you want to see, we'll throw in here. I know I can even throw into some of these other places out here real quick, just to show you what it looks like. Acid Plains is pretty cool. When you switch out here, this was one of the maps I really liked to level up before they switched it to linear progression. This was a zombie map, and it was just really cool to go in here and just kill a bunch of zombies. The goblins are cool, but it's very, it's kind of kiddish almost to say to kill those little zombie things. They're very cute, but when you get in here, it just looks a little bit meaner. You got a lot of bug creatures and stuff. There's some zombies out here. It's just a really cool map. I don't have any quests out here because I basically restarted the game on that. But it's just to show you kind of what it looks like out here. And if you don't kill these, they will hurt you over time. That's a boss chest. There is a boss that spawns here, but let me show this too. If you walk in this poison, it just drains your life really quick. That's why I had so much fun over here, because I have to run through that poison to get to the next spot, right? Now I'm blocked in, and now I'm dead. That to me is a great game. And maybe it sounds stupid, but I think the challenge of it, of making sure you're not in a bad spot, making sure you're well positioned, it's just a lot of fun. It makes it challenging. It's not a spin to win game. It's very. It reminds me of Diablo 2 in a lot of ways. Besides the the very kiddish kind of feel to it. And I wish I had some quests in here right now, but this is just a fun place to play. Because I'm such a high level, as I switch, my level switches as well. Which is a cool concept, because that way, when you play with friends, you always feel like you're being challenged, but you can always play with your friends. And that's one thing they said, is they always want you to play with people. They don't want you to be so far ahead of somebody that you can't go help them out and that they can't jump in and play with you. So that's the one thing I did like, is that the developer said, hey, we've had that where we haven't been able to play with people that we know, and we don't want that to be our game. Is there any other games you guys are interested in that I can throw up here on the channel? I'll probably play some Crowfall before New World comes out. I'm going to play New World. I'm going to stream the crap out of that game when it comes out. But is there anything else you guys are interested in that I can throw up here? I mean, I have so many games, it's not even funny. Probably not tonight. No, I'm Eastern time, and I work crazy hours right now. But just in general, I'll be streaming a lot more. But if there's any games you in particular like to see or want to see, whether it's a beta or not a beta, I can throw down. Yeah, I'll be playing Crowfall. It's a very cool game. Like I said, I think it's a lot like New World's gonna be, and I'm stuck. New World, you have to do a lot of mining and stuff in there, and I guess that's gonna be it. New World is one of those games where you mine, you do all kinds of stuff. Crowfall is the same way. I can't make a new weapon unless I go and mine this. I go hit this tree. So I spent about 30, 40 minutes, and when I died, all my loot went with it. I only had what I had equipped. So Um, I've not played Life is a Feudal. The other game I'm looking at playing too is oh man, Mountain Blade 2. That one I'm gonna download and I'm definitely gonna play that. I've not played Feudal, but I hear Mountain Blade is supposed to be a lot like Feudal, so it's one of those things. There's so many games coming out right now, and I'm so excited. I'm definitely be streaming Mountain Blade. I really like to play For Honor, and For Honor I played on PS4. I don't really stream it as much. I have some videos I posted. I posted a lot of Monster Hunter videos when it first came out, and then it got flooded with this new expansion, so I stopped that. Feudal is dead. Yes, it is dead. Mountain Blade, I think, is going to be the what takes over a lot of those viewers. So I'm excited. There's a lot of games coming out. I'm gonna be in all the betas. I'm when games go live, I don't play quite as much unless it's really good. Um, yeah, I do have a lot of Monster Hunter videos on YouTube. So if you've seen those, great man, I appreciate it. Mountain Blade is gonna. I'm gonna be streaming that probably coming up here next. I'm in the beta for that as well. I like I said, if you're in a lot of betas, you just keep going. They are. They're gonna be the best games out there. My only question is gonna be Mountain Blade right now is very unbalanced. If you have a shield and a spear, you own everybody. That's the hard part. You own everybody on that. Um, I am the master beta. Yes, I am. I that sadly that I play more betas than I actually do live games. It's just a weird thing. I like to test things out. I like to give feedback. If you've ever played or ever thought about playing, there was one that was going to be everything's going to be the WoW killer, but there was one Wild Star. That game was built by WoW devs from Vanilla WoW. It was a phenomenal game, and it just belly flopped. I don't know what happened. There's been a lot of games like that. It's just one of those things. You can't tell how a game's going to do. Mountain Blade, it is dead. It is actually the servers are off for WildStar. But Mountain Blade was supposed to be one of those games that wasn't supposed to make it. Mountain Blade was supposed to be horrible and nobody's going to play it, and then it kept going. And they have 8 Mountain Blades, I think, right now. Um, yes, you couldn't tab target. It was so cool that you had to actually move and aim your character to hit somebody. It was so cool. Um, Mountain Blade beta you can buy into. You can buy into that beta starting in March. There are alpha and beta ones, and it's going into open beta. Technically beta two because it's not open unless you buy it. You can buy Mountain Blade though. So if you really want to get in Mountain Blade, you can buy that. It is on Steam as well, I believe. But even Shadows of Mordor, I played beta for that. I played beta for WildStar. I played beta. I actually played alpha for WildStar. I played betas for a lot of the Blizzard games. Um, it's so much fun when you play a game that nobody's played yet. But like I said, if you guys have any questions, give me a follow if you can. Uh, Anything you want, man, I'm open for it. Other than that, I always, you guys didn't see this. I always open with a new brew. This one is the chocolate peanut butter pastry stout from Seven Stills Brewery. It is phenomenal. Just one thing I always do. But you guys have a good night, Blitzkrieg. I'm gonna be sending you a beta invite. Brent Snow, I'm gonna be sending you a beta invite as soon as I get one. I should be getting one in the next 1 to 2 weeks on this game. So as soon as I can do that, you guys will definitely be getting them. Okay. And I know Love It to Pieces is on there too. You guys enjoy your night and keep playing. Have a good one.